My name is Scott Sloan, class of 2024. I wanted to start off my project by explaining how passionate I am for sports and how passionate I've been my whole life to be an athlete. But for this past year, I wanted to see how far could I really go as an athlete if I never gave up. I put full attention and discipline towards being the best possible athlete that I can be. I want to make this project into two different parts. One will be the physical side of my journey, and one will be the mental side of my journey. The physical side will include sleep, my training, and nutrition, and the mental side will include motivation, discipline, and peace of mind. So I am a track athlete. My goal is to be the best possible javelin thrower that I can be. Javelin is what I do. So basically this whole project is going to be about my training for that, what I eat, like all types of things for that. I just wanted to give a good start to what I'm actually trying to do. I'm trying to throw as far as I possibly can. So I started javelin around a year ago. This is some clips of me when I first started. I became pretty good at it. I started winning all my meets. I didn't really know what I was doing, but by the end of the year, I became the best in the state, and I was on to nationals. So it was just such a big opportunity for me to wow, I really want to put my passion into this and become the best athlete I can be. Opportunity, I decided to just get as strong and powerful as possible while increasing my mobility so I could have a range of motion to throw. So this consisted of just moving lightweight fast, moving heavy weight for not too many reps, and just explosive movements. And I also got a private trainer to help me with technique and different exercises and things I can do on my own, which is exactly what I did. So I started off with targeting my weaknesses. So one of my biggest weaknesses, especially since I was coming off a previous injury from my foot and I'd lost about 20 pounds of leg muscle, I needed to get my legs strong to be able to hit positions in order to throw. So as you can see, I'm absolutely dying here, just trying to do my hardest to just get my legs back to being strong. And I ran into a lot of problems with my knees. I started developing knee problems and things like that. But it was funny, but I started off with doing things like leg presses, as you can see here, which isn't the best and most optimal for an athlete, but I just had to try to just build my legs up, especially because this didn't hurt my knees. So it was something I could push myself hard on without hurting myself. But as you can see, I was dying. Now eventually I was able to move on to different leg exercises as my knees got better and my legs got stronger. So I started doing leg extensions and eventually built up to being able to do squats. Not too deep, my knees still haven't fully recovered or healed, but I'm getting better and I'm able to train my legs a lot better, especially because as you can see, the compression stocking things around my knees have helped a lot, and I kind of found them a little late, but I'm glad I have them now, and I can work my legs a lot harder than I could. So this is the powerlifting side of what I do. As you saw, I did the leg extensions and squats, like basic power lifts, and now I'm doing dumbbell bench. These are just like a bunch of things that I do on the regular. I try to use the ones that I do regularly, because if I were to show everything I do, we'd be sitting here for hours. But yeah, I'm just getting my chest stronger. I would do shoulders normally around this kind of day, but just trying to get as powerful and strong as possible. Besides power training, I did a lot of technique work too, especially with the help with my Olympic coach. He taught me a lot of things to do on my own and taught me little tiny things to do that could improve little by little to get big results. As you can see, everything is not very like heavy training, but it's just like little technique works that works little muscles or little techniques that'll help me uh, figure out my form and other things like that. It's little things like this that's made a big difference for me because you can build power and all that. That takes a lot of time, but stuff like this and technique can click overnight. Like you can just figure it out one day and be like, oh, like that's what I needed to do. As you can see, trying to figure out my blocks, stretching, doing like tiny things that end up clicking in your head to figure out how to throw better overall. These throws right here, I figured out how to throw with my armpit instead of coming around. This is an example of it just clicking in my head for me. I also did things like jav running on like very frequently. Next, I want to talk about sleep and nutrition. I'll talk about sleep first. I did an interview with Alicia Glass, who's an Olympic sports nutritionist. I'll just show a clip of a little bit what we talked about sleep.
Psychology to eating.
Um, Also, what do you know about? Because I learned this by myself. I did like some research, but I didn't realize the like how important sleep was, and it was kind of like too late a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too late, but like it was later than I'd want.
Yeah.
So it was like 8 months into like training, like 3 hours a day,
Yeah.
like going like because I was waking up to school, I have to drive an hour to school because of the traffic here,
Mhm.
and so it'd be probably like 11:30 to like 6 was it every day.
Mhm.
um Basically out of nowhere during so I went to Italy
Mhm.
like in December or something, and I just got so much weaker, everything. For my spring break, I said, Mom, no, we're not going nowhere. We're not going absolutely anywhere. I'm staying here. I'm gonna sleep and I'm gonna like train before the season starts. And oh my, me sleeping every single day, like whenever, like waking up whenever, like getting that like 10 hours of sleep for those 2 weeks, my strength, my speed, my power, like crazy, like 4 or 5 months of training, like in 2 weeks, just like like through the ceiling, just from sleeping
Yeah.
and everything day. And I'm like, oh my, I need to start. I started
Yeah.
going to bed at like
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, what do you
I
know
mean,
about like the science or
yeah.
like how important it really is? It.
Yeah. So, I mean, very simply, we'll generalize what happens while you sleep, but that when you're sleeping, that's when cortisol goes down. So stress hormones. So when your body's under a level of stress, cortisol is higher. While you sleep, cortisol goes down. Also, while you sleep, human growth hormone slowly comes up. That sleeping facilitates those two things happening. Just clearing out stress and then also to increasing human growth hormone. Both of those are tied to helping an athlete be in an anabolic state, meaning a muscle building, strength building state. And then the cortisol going down basically helps your body to be more efficient and get the most out of your training.
Here's an example of some of the things that I would make or have at home. This is like steak and eggs. I would improvise a lot, so I just like put meat and eggs together, put some stuff together, and just it's really hard to eat. Like it's really hard to like put stuff together, try to eat healthy, try to eat good. Like I think it's one of the hardest parts of the journey, but I would try my best to just get as much calories and like good calories as I possibly could. But it was really hard. One of the things that Alicia Glass also mentioned in that interview is that eating and drinking is a skill. And I personally had that too. At the beginning of this school year, I would be it'd be struggling, like forcing to eat, trying to make sandwiches in school, like doing all these things, just eating and drinking too. I used to have trouble with drinking a lot, and I started to like drink a water bottle every class. Like if you know me, you'd see me just drinking water bottles like every second. And eventually it just became natural. Like eating and drinking also became natural to me, and being able to put on mass became a lot more natural. But it was a hard, like eating and drinking just as hard as training 3 hours a day. Like trying to, like, in the morning having a protein shake, like driving, like trying to get to school, eating, drinking. Like it was like a whole process because it was working like throughout the whole entire day of just eating and drinking constantly. But it ended up becoming natural. The next thing I want to talk about is the mental part of my journey. And to be honest, the mental part is just as important as the physical part. One of the biggest things you have to have is confidence. And that doesn't mean just be arrogant all the time. It means just knowing in yourself that you can do whatever you want if you put the work in, and it will work out. You need to have confidence in yourself. Like, other people can have confidence in you, but you need to have confidence in yourself or you can't go far. It is that simple. If you're not confident in your abilities to do something, you're not going to be able to perform well. And especially technical sports like basketball or golf, that's all it. Now, also, I want to get into the difference between motivation and discipline. It's a very big difference. Motivation is basically something that you're driven for. You want to do something because you're driven, not always just because you want to or not want to. You're just really driven to do something, and that goes along with passion. But discipline is far more important, especially in the rest of your life. And I'm very happy that I've gotten pretty good at it within training for my passion. Discipline is the ability to keep working at something no matter the difficulty, day in and day out, no matter what you feel. So if you're tired and you don't feel like doing something, you still do it. If you do feel like doing something, you still do it. It doesn't matter what your feelings are, what you feel like whatsoever. You get it done no matter what. And I promise you, that is one of the biggest things to succeeding in life. And I'm so glad I figured it out towards my passion. Now, next, if you're working to an ultimate goal to achieve something, you need to have a why, or a reason to why you do what you do. It's kind of like your purpose. A lot of it is passion. It helps have that motivation. It helps drive that discipline to come down to, like, how bad do you really want whatever you want. One of the biggest things that I learned throughout my journey is that if the why is big enough, then the how becomes easy. Previous injuries have shown me exactly why I want what I want. I know what it's like to be taken away from me. And that's exactly why I know how much I appreciate being able to be an athlete, because I know what it's like to have to sit there and watch and not be able to play sports and not be able to really do anything for yourself. And once something's taken away from you, you really understand how much you appreciate it. It wasn't really a guarantee, or I never really knew if I was going to be able to go back and be an athlete. I thought that after I broke my foot for the third time, a doctor said like it might have been like the last time that maybe I couldn't run or jump or do stuff like that anymore. And so it kind of really hurt me. I didn't really have Javelin yet, so I didn't know what I was going to do. So I kind of just went to the gym and worked it out. And once I did get my opportunity of throwing Javelin, you best believe I never ever skipped anything. Like, that's exactly why I work as hard as I do, because I know what it's like to not have it. And once you don't have something, that's exactly when you know how much you appreciate it. And that goes for everything else. It helped me appreciate my dogs, my family, the school I go to, because I started picturing what life would be like without it. And you never really know until you lose it. And that's why you have to be appreciative for everything. And appreciation will get you far. If you can appreciate what you have, you can help build more. So I guess this is where I'll end it. My improvement has been way more than I can ask for. Exactly what I plan to do is exactly what happened. I'll have nationals in like almost over a week. I'll have Junior Olympics, maybe U20 World Championships. But I'm very thankful for the ability to have this and the ability to make this project. And I thank you all for watching.